Hello, make yourself at home. Welcome to. It just doesn't feel as authentic anymore, I guess. So I feel like I have to think of a new intro. We'll see. We're just testing the waters again. But hello, guys. Happy New Year. It's been a long time. I know I always say this when I come back on here, but it has been a long time, and my hair is different again. But right now, the change is crazy. I tried putting my webcam on like a different surface just to like give a different angle. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure that out. But yeah, I have new hair. I also have new glasses because my vision is worse, a bit worse, and that's unfortunate, but we we deal with that because we don't have a choice. Yeah, I have new hair. And it's not because my hair was damaged. Actually, for the first time in a long time, my hair was pretty good. Like, it was pretty healthy. But I was just really bored with it. It was just long with layers. And it was a tad bit brown, but mostly just really natural. And I don't know. I felt like a normie, which isn't bad. Um, and honestly, I feel like I've been embracing just being basic and normal recently, just because I want to exert my energy in other things aside from the way I look. But I just could not handle the hair anymore. It looked good. I think I looked good in like the conventional way. But I have always had an obsession with changing my hair a lot. I don't really know why, but yeah, it's just been due. Like I was due for a haircut, for a drastic haircut. I actually kind of feel ugly in this haircut, but again, I need to focus on other things that are not my appearance. And obviously, I still want to feel beautiful, but like, it's just not that serious, is the thing. Wait, sorry. Yeah, I don't want to be, I don't want to live my life obsessing over desirability and attractiveness or whatever. In other news, it is the new year, and I wanted to talk about my goals and also my planner setup stuff. I don't know if that's interesting to anyone, but I'm really excited to talk about it. Um, I will insert photos of what I will be talking about, especially for the planner setup. So if you do want to see that, you will have to go on YouTube to watch this video for visuals. Um, but it's gonna be low effort. Don't expect anything high budget or high production because I don't think I have the energy for that. And even though I want to make something good, I just really have to accept that one, not all good things are high production, and also two, not everything I make will be good, and also three, it is better to make something a bit low effort that I still want to do outside of my job rather than not do anything at all because it can't be high effort. Does that make any sense? Yeah, all I wanted to say is that if you want to see the pictures of my planner and journal and everything else, um, just watch the YouTube video so you can see. So I will have three main notebooks for 2025. I have my regular journal, which is just anything goes on this journal. I made sure that it's the refillable kind, and I also made sure that it's small enough for me to carry around and not feel so pressured to fill up the entire page, and it's like a large page. Does that make sense? Kasi minsan I feel bound to a page. Like if I don't if I open my journal and then I write on it for that date, I feel like I have to finish that page at the minimum. And so I just picked something small to carry, and something small na if I do feel like I have to finish a page, it's not too big of a page to finish. I was I've always been a journaler. I'd say like I had a diary when I was younger, and then I just journaled a lot. And for my journal, I don't really use like a separate junk journal whatever. Um it's really just for my journaling, it's always been mostly writing, and then sometimes if I have like memorabilia that I wanna put, I just stick it on. And every year it's different. I also put a lot of highlights here. So for each month, I will have a page for the highlights of that month so that I can look back during the end of the year at those highlights and easily recap and remember my year. Some years I have had multiple journals, and then some years I would not start a journal particularly for that year because I was wasting paper. But I think I really love the feeling of having one journal per year, or maybe more, but like I will have to start a new journal per year just because I feel like it's part of my tradition. Yeah, so this one, it's just simple, just says 2025, and then I have a letter for myself in the beginning that I write this during the end of like whichever year, and then it's for me during the next year. Does that make sense? Like for example, 2024 me wrote this letter on December 31st, 2024, and then I will read it December 31st, 2025, something like that. Just to look at how my perspective has changed, etc., etc. For this year, I also have a bingo card in my journal. I will talk more about that later. And then, yeah, it's really just I recap on things on here when I want to. I just put my deepest, darkest thoughts when I have to. Sometimes there's memories, but it's not really like dedicated for just memorabilia. It's really just to document my life. And this doesn't have any plans. Anything that goes here, I believe that I can go about with my life not looking at it again. And obviously I will, but like nothing urgent will be put on this journal. And that's just how I operate. The second one is a reference notebook. People actually call this a commonplace notebook. And my mom told me about this. It's basically a notebook for anything that you learn that is not from yourself. Um, so if, for example, my mom likes handicrafts ba? Handcraft. For example, my mom likes crafting and crocheting. So I think her commonplace notebook or commonplace book is often filled with crocheting techniques or crafting techniques that she learns online on from YouTube videos, because you learn all of these things and it's so hard to refer back to them in the future because you just can't remember where you saw it. And sometimes when you forget and you want to remember, it's like so hard to find, and sometimes you just never find it. This is my first one because I get overwhelmed with like having to systemize this thing, but we'll take on the challenge. This one, my I call it a reference notebook because it's so pretentious. I just want to call it a reference notebook so I don't call it commonplace notebook like everyone else. But also because I feel like for me, it's really more a reference notebook where as a writer, I would refer back to it for when I'm writing. I realize that many nonfiction writers would quote other books a lot. And obviously, it just comes with reading a lot, but also how do they remember those things? How do they even like refer back to it? So told myself maybe it's time to have a reference notebook and just have my RRL be like in notebooks that I can go back to. I This is not per year, but I decided to start it with my 2025 notebooks anyway. Actually, I returned to my 2023 reads and 2024 reads and decided which were the most important to me. And then really just wrote like quotes that I annotated from when I read those things, whether it was a physical book or an online or like a digital copy. It was a lot, but I think it was worth it. Right now, it's mostly books, but hopefully, I also put movies here and just other media that I would like to take note of and learn from. And it's not, ideally, in the future, it won't just be quotes, it will also be like my reflections on um, the media that I consume. But right now, that was the easiest way to just start it. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. I also color code each entry so that I know whether it's a book or a movie or a game or whatever. But right now I only have books, so we'll just yeah. Yeah, this is my reference notebook. And then lastly, we have my journal. My journal. Lastly, we have my planner. So this is my planner for the year. It is a Kinbor planner. Since I was like 15 or 16, I have always wanted a Hobonichi planner because it's so expensive and it feels so just like cool and artsy. But it's like 2,000 pesos. And I feel like it's worth it. Like it's a planner for your entire year, right? But I also checked the layout of the Hobonichi planner and it just doesn't really work for me. I also wanted a Hobonichi planner for this year because it's so dainty, like it's easy to carry around compared to my planner last year, which is the Flora and Fauna planner of 2024. It's locally made, created, and it like shows you the flora and fauna of the Philippines, which is super duper cool and it's so lovely. But it is hefty, like it's so chunky. It's also hardbound. Would you call it hardbound? But it's like a hard cover thing. And so it was just I did not like lugging that around because well, one, I'm a commuter, and two, I already bring a lot of things. So if that's one of the things, then it just makes everything bulkier. I also did not like the layout. It's similar to the Hobonichi planner where one page is so if you flip the notebook and it's open, the page on the left would have like the dates and then they're like split horizontally, and then the page on the right is just blank or dotted and then you do whatever you want to do with it. I don't like that because I I like plotting what I have to do for each day, and then I want to see it as a list vertically. So if it's horizontal, then it's so hard to list down stuff. And then for last year I tried to use the blank page as my listing page and that worked, but I couldn't just divide it, but it's not pre-divided for me. So for example, if I put Monday and the to-do list for Monday, I have to finish Monday first, the to-do list before I do Tuesday, just so I know that I dedicated enough space for Monday. Does that make sense? Like I don't want to put Monday and then assume that it's only 3 tasks and put Tuesday next, and then I don't have enough space for Monday because I just assumed that it was only gonna be 3 tasks and then suddenly it's like 7 tasks. But with this one, I chose the Kinbor undated planner because it's vertical. The weekly layout is vertical and it's basically like a list. It also has time slots, so you can even time block per day. So you can schedule what task to do at what time. I'm trying to do that, but honestly, I'm more flexible with it. I just really want it to be vertical. And then, yeah, so I can think of each day vertically, if that makes any sense. Sorry, I feel like that's so geeky, but it's just the way I think. And with the many things that I want to and have to do with my life, I just really have to organize it like this. Um, Let me know if you want me to do like a more in-depth video about just like my planner. But yeah, my planner is basically just that. It's really just for planning. I don't put memories on it. I don't put um remembrances from anywhere or anything. It's just really to keep my life on track and to help me not go insane with the tasks that I have to do. So you get like an overview of each month. You have a calendar, and then there's a tracker for Kinbor. Oh wait, I'm getting lost. So before that, um, I chose Kinbor. So I wanted to do the Hobonichi one, right? But then I was like, it's expensive, and also I don't like the layout that much. So why would I spend that much on a layout that I don't even like? And then I stumbled upon Kinbor as a dupe. Their dated ones are also cute, but they have the same layout as the Hobonichi. And I'm like, I don't want that. And then I found that Kinbor also has an undated planner, which is vertically layouted. I actually didn't want an undated planner. I talked about this with my partner a lot. I was really stressing about, well, I don't want an undated planner, but it's right now this is the only layout that works for me from the options that I have. And it's like the size, it's easy to bring. So I just kind of gave up on the dated one for this year. I saw that apparently Muji has something like this. It's vertically layouted and it's dated, but I did not see that early enough. And I'm pretty happy with this actually, like the size. I don't know if the Muji will be um narrow like this. So I'm pretty happy with this choice actually. So inside you just have to fill up like because it's undated, right? So you have to fill up the year for like the mini calendar that you get. You just have to fill that up. And then there's this blank page which I think is for goals, and then just like the months where you plot these goals. It's blank, but I put my 2025 bingo card again. I will talk about that later after my notebooks. And then another thing I like about it is that it has like a tracker for each month. Basically, you can track the habits that you want to develop for 2025. I have a lot and I'm not doing that well yet, but I consider January a test run always, so I don't feel the pressure of just doing everything all at once. And then again, you have the calendar for each month. And then obviously the main thing is the weekly layout. You also fill the dates up because again, it's undated. A lot of people say that they like this undated planner also because they're not consistent with their planner. So if they skip a week or two, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't feel like they wasted it. Personally, that's not a problem for me. Some weeks I'll just abuse my planner, some weeks not so much, and I'm fine with that. But yeah, at the end, it also has like a list of books I read and movies I watched. It's something it's a feature of the planner. It's not something I made or edited or layouted or formatted or whatever. It just comes with it. Personally, I will be listing down the media I consume on Notion as well, but it's good to just see it here also. Okay, so for the last leg of this podcast episode, I will share with you my bingo card for 2025. I know people talk about the evil eye a lot and not telling people what you're working on. And I really believe that. I don't like talking about what I want to improve on because I'm shameful. Like, I'm ashamed if or embarrassed if I don't achieve that goal or develop that habit or whatever. But I think there's nothing wrong also with other people seeing you try and other people knowing what you aspire to become, what future you dream of. Maybe people will wish me bad luck. Is that wish me ill? Is that stupid? Is that wrong? But yeah, hope that either people will hope for my downfall or they will wish me well and root for me. And I think the people that I love will surely wish me well. And I think right now that's what matters. I just also want to be closer to you in a sense. I want to be more honest and open here because I I I just want to do that for this year. I think I've lost a lot of authenticity the past 2 years maybe from content creation just because of the pressure that was on my shoulders. Okay, so let me explain to you what the bingo card is. I saw this one person on TikTok talk about instead of doing a vision board, they did a bingo card for the new year so that they can remember through reading what they actually want to do rather than a vision board, which is just pictures. I feel like these two methods serve two different types of people, and I realized that I am probably more of a bingo card girl rather than a vision board girl. I have tried to make a vision board, but I saw it every day, but it didn't really do much. I didn't think about it. I was just kind of looking at it, and at times I'd admire the things on there, but some days I'd be so mad or envious that I haven't reached what's on the vision board. So, yeah, I'm not sure that's for me actually. So, for this year, I joined the Bingo Card Club. This is also inspired by Happier the podcast with Gretchen Rubin and her sister, I forget. But they're basically a podcast that talks about little tricks or little habits that you can adopt to have a happier life. And it sounds so corny, but and cheesy. And it is corny and cheesy, but it also kind of works, at least for me. And one of their traditions for the new year is to have for a bucket list for what they want to do for the next year. The numbers will match the year. So, for example, 25 for 2025 or 24 for 2024. So, 24 things for 2024, etc. So, for 2025, it's actually perfect for a bingo card because it's 25 things. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that because recently I've been listening again to their podcast after not listening for years, and I feel like I'm getting my spark back. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I guess we'll jump right into the bingo card now because I've been delaying it. I will not read this in order. Rather, I will read them depending on the categories that they belong in. So I have 5 categories. I have career and studies. I have creative projects. I have personal. I have fun. And I have health. So let's go through the career and studies one first. My first on the list there is shift careers. Why did I say that? Weird. Shift careers. I do I want to do more creative work or comms work. I want to use the skills that I have, the things that I'm good at, and use that for work. For a time I thought it was time for me to get a full writing job, a full time writing job. But I'm not so sure. I think something communications related is really the career path I should aim for right now, because I think I have the potential to be really good at it, and I don't find it miserable. The second one is find a part-time teaching job. I don't know if I told you this or anyone on the internet, but I am taking education units in UP. I am hoping to finish it soon. Because of that, I want to find a part-time teaching job for like whichever quarter of the year or whichever semester of the year. It As long as it's related to my course. I just think that teaching gives you a different sense of fulfillment, and obviously I also want to earn extra money, but it's connecting with young people. Next one is find a creative gig. So there's a lot. I just want to find as many opportunities as I can that will allow me to develop my skills, my creative skills. And I just want to find a creative gig. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. I can just PA for a creative project or whatever. Anything. I just want to be in it, you feel? And it also means that I earn more money, which is good. So, yeah. Sorry, someone's drilling wherever. Whatever. Next is finish my CPE, which is basically the certification course I'm talking about, where I have to take education units. And I'm wondering if I should take the LET this year. And then last for career and studies is to apply to master's programs. I don't know yet, okay? I don't know what master's program yet. I kind of just know that I want to study in the Philippines for my master's. And that's that. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck with like I don't know what program to get, and I think I should talk to older people about this, but I just haven't gotten to it. It's okay. I still have to finish my certification, so it's not like I can just enroll already. Yeah. Uh that's it for my career ones. Next one we have creative projects. So, one, I have start production of the short film. I was part of LaSalle's workshop last year for young screenwriters, and our output was basically to write a short film script to be workshopped, and it has been workshopped, and then I revised that according to the workshop. But I still think that it needs more work so that it's viable for production. But just this year, I want to, one, obviously finish the revisions, and two, figure out a way how to produce that, because I don't know. I'm not from the film industry. I don't know film people. Well, I do, but it's like my tito. It's not like I don't have friends in the film industry, or at least I don't think so, or I don't know about it. Yeah, I was not a film student, so it's harder for me to like think of production and how to, I don't know, not sell my script, but to like make people read my script so that they can help me produce it or whatever. I don't know the process, so we'll have to figure that out this year. And I think it's possible. I believe in myself to do that. Next is write a play. So in creative writing, I was in the playwriting track. Some of you will probably know this, but yeah, I was in the playwriting track, and that's how I discovered that I wanted to write dialogue. I love writing dialogue. I love imagining how different people talk. I love imagining what they're saying between the lines and what the silences or the pauses mean. But I have not written a full length play or a one act play in a long time, because even my thesis was a full length play. And so I just want to get on to writing one acts again. And I know there's a play in my head that I want to write, and I just should write it. Well, I have one reference that I have to go through, but otherwise, then it's writing time. And I have a deadline I'm chasing for this. I don't really want to say it. I feel like you guys would know. And honestly, I don't have high hopes. Maybe I've lost my confidence in terms of playwriting, just because I just need validation and I just have not gotten that. And maybe it's because I haven't been writing, but then it's so hard to write because I haven't been validated in so long, etc., etc. It's a cycle and I just should break it. And maybe validation doesn't matter. Maybe I should just write it and that's what matters most. But yeah, I'll just write it. I know I'll write it. I trust myself to do that. Next is write 25 minutes a day. Um there's no specific for this that it has to be 365 days a year because I don't think I'm capable of that. I just want to I just want to develop that habit and to do it as much as I can. Um yeah. I think I've done it 3 times this year. So 3 out of 7 days. Not so good but also not so bad because I actually have not written in so long. I'm actually working on the revisions of the short film that I was talking about. So that's good. Next is go to Bicol for game research. We're developing a game and um, a lot of the narrative, well, it's gonna be set in Bulacan, but a lot of the inspiration comes from my Lola's Bicol heritage. So we want to go there for Holy Week to just just do the research already so that we can develop the narrative better. And then lastly, upload a podcast episode every month. This is this sounds so not ambitious, but actually that's very ambitious for me already because I did not even upload maybe 2 podcasts last year. Maybe I uploaded one if ever that I did. Yeah, I wanted to talk about this. So the again, as I said, the past 2 years, I feel like I've really lost my drive and authenticity when it comes to content creation and social media. And I don't know if you could tell that or not. Please don't tell me if you could tell that. If you could tell, because I'd be so sad. But yeah, I feel like it was pretty obvious. I think I got caught up in the desire to be quote unquote big on social media or to just always be in the algorithm. Uh, and I was for a while and I got 30K followers, whatever, which isn't so big, but that's also a crazy number to think about if you come from 0 followers, right? But yeah, I just don't feel joy from doing that. Especially I feel that I got kind of stuck in the beauty space, which I dreamed of. I really dreamt of it when I was younger. I wanted to be a beauty guru. I wanted to be a beauty YouTuber. But, well, one, YouTube is different. And also, it's just a lot of work. Even for one TikTok, it takes up, sometimes it'll take an hour or two. And then you'll get like a 30-second clip from it. It's just it's just so frustrating, and the 30-second clip is not something I'm even proud of. So I just kind of had to reflect on that, and if I want to keep doing that or if I want to put my energy in other things that might not yield as much, that I might not get free makeup from, but something that I actually like doing and enjoy doing. This also is not to say that I never enjoyed doing my makeup online or I don't want to do beauty anymore. I and I don't want to wear makeup anymore. That's not what I mean. I just think that in the digital space, I want to make something aside from beauty. I think I have to give up on beauty. I'm reading this from my notes. I think I have to give up on beauty as a consequence of pursuing other creative things online, such as this podcast. And again, one episode a month is so not ambitious, but I just want to be consistent with it and I want to work on it. We'll see. And I'm not expecting this podcast to be anything like I really I don't think I will ever blow up on this podcast. I don't think I ever had that delusion, but I do want to have this space and I want the people who found it or who will find it to find comfort in it and to resonate with it and just feel connected, which I don't think people felt or have felt in a long time with my beauty content because I didn't feel connected to it. And again, this is not to say that I didn't have fun doing that. It's just, I just have to put a pause on that or give that up currently to pursue other things because you have to choose what I learned as I get older is you really have to choose what you want to do with your time. And if you keep doing the things that you don't like and spending your time on that, then you really won't have time for the things that you like doing, especially with like a full-time job, etc., etc. It's just quite impossible. So yeah, those are my creative projects or creative goals. Next, we have personal. First is finish 5 products from Project Pam. I made a video about this on TikTok talking about my Project Pam products and how I started it in November last year. I since then I finished 2 products, and then for this year I think I've finished one already, but I'm still trying to make it work just so I know that I really fully utilize the product. So yeah, it's just I just want to finish at least 5. And it's hard because some of the products are like powder and that's like infinite. So we'll see how that works. Next we have finish 25 books this year and read for 25 minutes a day. Again, the 25 minutes a day doesn't have to be 365 days. I just kind of want to build a habit and I just want to do it as often as I can. It's kind of hard to slot these things in right now. So, yeah, when I remember it, I do it. Pretty much I've been reading almost every day this year, which is just like it's been a week, so, that's good, but it also doesn't tell us anything because it's only the first week. For the 25 books, I do want to finish 25 books this year. My goal last year was I think 30 and I only finished 15. In 2023, I think my goal was 15 or 20 and I went past my goal by like 5 books or something. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll do 30 for 2024. Jokes on me. I was not going to read as much in 2024 as I did in 2023. But how would I have known that? So yeah, I'm settling for 25 books this year. I've finished one and I'm about to finish another one. So it's pretty doable. I just want to make reading a habit again, but it's so hard. But we'll keep going. I think we've improved and I'm proud of that. Next we have take a leave. That's my center thing. So, diba sa bingo, there's a free thing, like a free slot in the middle. I've seen other people for their bingo cards, they would say like, have fun or enjoy the year or something that's like, obviously you'll check it. It's just there. It's free. Mine is take a leave because for me, that's actually not a free spot or a free slot or whatever you call it because I rarely take leaves. But it's so easy, like just one leave and then I can check it. So I'll just do that, and I think it's appropriate for the center slot. I I need to work on just resting for myself. Next is watch 52 movies. So I failed this. I think I in 2023 I had the same goal to just watch 52 movies and just watch every weekend. That's basically every week watch a movie. And I would I thought na maybe okay, I thought that I'll do it every weekend. So that's 52 movies. That's not so much. Dude, the people in Sinigang, because I'm part of Sinigang now, if you didn't know, if we're not, I'm part of Sinigang now. I'm a staff writer. So on during the first writers assembly that I attended, some of their goals were like 300 movies, and I'm like, I cannot do that. I admire them, but I don't think I can do that because I struggle with like 52 movies, which makes me feel ashamed. But it's okay. I need to go at my own pace. So yeah, just 52 movies. I've already watched one movie, so I'm safe for like this week. But I'll probably watch another one because I did not watch one on Sunday or Saturday this week. So I have to make up for that, I think. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's fine. Right now it's fine. And it's not like strict naman that it has to be one each week. It just has to be 52 movies total. So we'll just try to do that and achieve that this year. And then last for the personal category is wake up at 7 a.m. and sleep at 11. Oh, I put here 11 a.m. I meant 11 p.m. During the pandemic, I was really good with my wake with my morning routine and night routine. I would wake up at like 6 a.m. and I would sleep at 10 p.m. But that all changed when the world went back to normal. And that's just normal. Like, I think that's something that just happens. So, yeah, I just want 7 a.m. is not so bad as a wake up time, and 11 p.m. is not so bad for a bedtime. I don't think those two numbers are insane. So, I think they're doable. But right now, I am not doing them. So, we'll see. We'll check on it every month what I've achieved from my bingo card. Yeah. Honestly, I would want 6 a.m. wake up time, 10 p.m. bedtime, but that's too ambitious. We're just gonna stick to 7 a.m. wake up time first and 11 p.m. bedtime. I think it's possible to achieve. I just really need to lock in. That's my last for personal. Next we have health. So for health, my first is exercise for 15 minutes a day. So during the pandemic also, I was really good at exercising because I was just at home, so I had a lot of time. But now, even though I work from home, I still have to work, and also I have a puppy, so it's just hard to like have alone time where I can just work out. So I just put 15 minutes, but I gave up on this for January because I'll be having a trip and stuff. So I think February I really focus on this. Maybe I'll dedicate like a month to it, and then we'll see how it goes from there. Next is to get my wisdom teeth removed. I have so when I went to the dentist, my dentist told me that my jaw was too like the shape of my jaw here, it's too small to like accommodate my wisdom teeth. And so they're in there, they're like buried, and then the top ones are growing out to the side, which is fine. Like my wisdom teeth at the top don't bother me. It's the ones at the bottom that are like they can get painful, and I've been ignoring it for years. And don't tell me that it's probably rotting inside my head, because I already know that. I'm already anxious about it, but it's so expensive. It's like 10K per tooth. So hopefully I can shell out the money for that this year if I find like a part-time job or whatever. So yeah, I just really need to have those removed because they're probably going to slice my cheek and stuff. So I'm also really scared, but I just have to do that. Next is to get a pap smear. People say that if you have it, you have to get one. You have to get a pap smear by the age at the age of 25. As soon as you hit 25. I turned 25 last year, so I should just do that. But yeah, I'll do that this year. I'm just scared that it hurts a lot, but people say that it doesn't that much. But yeah, obviously people feel things differently, so we'll see. But even if it hurts, I just have to do it. Last is to touch my toes again. Again, during the pandemic, I was really good at exercising, and I did yoga for quite a bit, like a year. And I could touch my toes easily. I could like put my palm on the floor easily while bending down to try to touch my toes. Isn't that crazy? And now I can't again. So I know I can do it again. I just have to work on it, and it goes hand in hand with the exercise goal. Yeah. And then lastly, we have fun stuff for this bingo card. First is to go to Japan. What a big goal. But yeah, we want to go to Japan this year, so we're trying to save up. I don't wanna say a lot of the details for that. This one I really don't want to jinx. So yeah. Next is watch a play. I don't know what play I would want to watch this year. I actually should watch a lot of plays, but I just don't because it just takes so much effort for me to go out and do things. But yeah, I should just watch plays even when I'm alone. Yeah, I don't have an excuse for this. I should just I should just watch plays, or at least a play this year. Next is cut my hair short, which I already did. So I have one down. And again, Not so sure if I love this haircut, but whatever. It's fine. And then next is play 5 games. So my partner loves video games, and I think if we had the money before, I would also love video games, but we didn't. But I did have a Nintendo DS Lite, which I was in love with, and I played so many games on it. But I wasn't the type to like actually understand the mechanics of the game and finish a game. I just kind of loved playing. But yeah, since my partner loves games, I've been kind of into games. And I have a PC now and stuff, so like I can actually play games. So yeah, I hope I can play 5 games this year. I That's a low number, but I don't know. I just find it so hard to dedicate time to play a game. And especially again with a puppy, it's just so hard to just sit on the computer without them chewing everything. So yeah. And then next is, speaking of the puppy, next is celebrate Filipina's birthday. So Filipina is our puppy. She will be turning 1 this June. And I just want to celebrate her birthday. It's my first puppy as an adult woman and with my partner. So I think that's just something big. And then lastly is have my Canon M6 fixed up. This doesn't sound fun, but it is, because if I get my mirrorless camera fixed up, then my flash for it works again, and just the upper bar just like kind of works. I don't want to explain it, but I just need to have that camera fixed because it's been broken for 2 years. I still can use it, but it's just the flash is dead. So there's that. Um, so yeah, I think that's my episode for today and this month. I enjoyed talking to you guys, although my throat really hurts. So I should drink some water. I'm not used to talking this much anymore and straight too. So yeah, I'll figure. I don't know if I want like an intro and an outro that's scripted anymore. So we'll see. Thank you guys for coming back, or coming for the first time to Big Girl Brunch. I enjoyed talking to you guys. I know I'm the only one talking, but I felt your presence. Wow. Uh yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm happy to be back doing this, and I hope I can do more. Happy New Year and enjoy January. I hope our resolutions. I hope what? I hope I hope what am I saying? I hope that you get to do what's I hope you get to fulfill. I hope you get to feel I I hope you get to fulfill your New Year's resolution or resolutions. I will see you next month. I promise. I should tell that to myself. I will see you next month. Bye.